No matter how hard I try, nothing seems to work. I'm starting to feel like all my years of creating are utterly meaningless as I struggle to come up with anything original. Why can't I create like I used to? Why does it feel like I can't put together a basic picture? When did it become so? You know what? It's getting late. Best just to rub this out and start again tomorrow. Hey, wait a second. What's this? Beetlejuice? Oh well, might as well try again tomorrow. The juice is loose, baby! Oh, wait a minute. Copyright claims. I mean, the beetle bounces back? Yeah, that will do. You know what? Screw it. Insert original movie line here. Little trouble creating, hey? Don't worry, I've got 7 years in medical school, and I'm gonna fix you right up. All I need is a quick look under the hood.
Oh, it must be so hard. It cannot be easy when you cannot draw. It's okay, Blue. In every cloud there is a silver lining. And besides, drawing is not everything. There is a job at Tesco. I hear. I suppose you're right. You always know how to be positive. Well, of course, Blue. Anyone can be this positive when on 500 grams of Valium a day. Silly Blue. What's that? Is that magic candy?
I mean, no wonder the poor boy can't get no work done with you two stuck in his head. I think it's time we have a little cleanup.
Who are you exactly? Kill me! No, please don't kill me. You want money? I can get you money. Please.
I'm glad that's over. Let's see what we're working with here. No wonder he's not getting anything done. His creativity switch isn't even turned on. Let me just have with that. Now, to create a full production, there are 4 elements that we have to put together to create something really unique. Those 4 being the character, letters, background, and details. And without all 4 elements working together, the entire project would just fall flat like a pancake. But it ain't enough just to have a pretty picture. There has to be balance in all the right places and just the right amount of weight. And if it ain't tuned into the max, you may as well just take your pen, go down to the legal wall, and give it straight to your local king. That's it. I think we got a rough idea. Only thing left for us to do is go and find ourselves a wall. The first thing that we want to establish is the background. Now, as always, the background can be a very sore point for many artists, especially if you're more character focused. But if we have a strong background, it sets the stage for the entire piece. But luckily for me today, Beetlejuice contains so many dynamic and interesting backgrounds for me to build upon, such as the area with the red bridge, the sandworm arena, and parts of the house which we get to see inside of. But for today, we are gonna go for that sandworm area. Within that background, there's just too many interesting and dynamic shapes, such as those pointy tentacle things coming out from the sand. combined with the choppy and surreal colour palette of the sky. Not only do these elements make it such a memorable area, but also makes you feel as if you stepped into an entirely new universe. Now, because I want to put more focus on the front of the piece with the characters and the letters, I'm painting the background in these muted, murky, dark greens. The purpose to make other elements of this wall just absolutely pop. For the mid-ground letters, we are going to utilize the art fundamentals and turn to the color wheel. Now, seeing as we set that stage with the green, we are going to complement that with a purple that has the same tone. The key here is to keep it all fairly dark, as in the later stages we want the lighter tones to step in and separate each layer with its contrast, whilst allowing all colors to harmonize. We now move on to the main focal point of the entire piece, Beetlejuice himself. Did you know that Beetlejuice only had 15 minutes of screen time, yet remained such an iconic character? Now, similar to the background, I want to play with the green and purple combination. So instead of going for a white and grey for the face, I'm going for a range of light green tones, complemented with different hues of green for the mold growing on his face, and of course his Einstein-inspired hair. Although there are so many different outfits from Beetlejuice, when it comes to the outfit choice, there is only one that would be absolutely criminal not to paint. So that's why we're going for the black and white tuxedo. Here I also want to insert some Easter eggs into the piece, so thought it would be funny to incorporate that tiny headed guy who is in the waiting room, as well as him holding a bottle of, yes, you guessed it, Beetlejuice. To now separate those letters from the background and make the piece way more connected, we are going to outline the purple letters in white. Everything we've been working on has been planned for this moment, all other elements being strategically planned in dark. The white acts like lightning and makes the entire thing look sharper and way more dynamic. Every single letter outlined, it's now time to add the 3D and also play around with the different line thicknesses by double lining areas that I want to make thick. Not only will doing this give the letters an illustrative style, but it will start to give each letter its own movement. Outlining the piece is definitely the funnest part for me, especially nowadays where I'm enjoying doing letters with simpler fills but dynamic outlines. Now, don't get me wrong, I love a piece with a crazy color scheme feel, but when you have a simplistic feel with a very sharp outline, it can rarely show the strength and balance of a letter without having anything fancy distracting the viewer from what it is you want to show. With solid blocks of white, it can make the letters look just that tiny bit flat in certain areas. Now, to overcome this, I'm going to use various colours from the light greys to work in drop shadows and darker areas within the 3D where the light wouldn't be hitting. This is where studying art from life can really help in your graffiti. Knowing where I want a light source to be in this piece helps me to establish exactly where it is I want to put in the darker planes that would exist in the shadow. And this effect gives it much more of a realistic looking 3D instead of a blocky cartoony feel. Now, if you feel inspired by this piece today, I have some very good news for you. We have just released a special edition Sotep X Beetlejuice t-shirt. With these colours printed so fresh, they're gonna open up your airways. Now, these will only be available for a limited run, so if you want to encapsulate this piece forever into your fashion, make sure to go check out the link in the bio and grab yourself before they run out. But before you order, let's now get this piece finished. We now have every section finally in place. We are now going to use that cheeky sand snake from earlier to connect everything by having his body twist and turn throughout the piece. Now, with all the elements finally in place, it's time to sit back, relax, and let's see the final result.